Hi guys, this is Miss Reese for my CCA classes. We're going to be talking about your career plan today, and this is a Google sheet that you will be pulling up at the beginning of the year and then filling out throughout the year. This video is meant to show you the very first thing you should do, which is the career options. So what you're going to want to do is open the My Career Plan. And mine's on Canvas with a little picture of a graduation hat, but if you have a different teacher than me, they may have a different way for you to open it. But when you do click on it, it should look like this, where you have your own copy of this. Okay, so in your copy, it will say copy of My Career Plan. Go ahead and change the name to your first name and just put like Megan's Career Plan or something. So that you know, because sometimes kids open multiple ones, and this way you know this is the one that you are working on, okay? So give it a name to kind of separate it out. And this is a career plan that throughout the next 6 years, as you're going through school, as you're choosing classes or whatever, you can always refer back to it and be like, what was that I tested in? What was my career cluster? What was my personality thing? And it can help you make those decisions, okay? So we're going to start out with this page where the blue box is. You're going to type your first and last name. Please capitalize it so that you look professional. And just note that your name will now be on every single page, so you don't have to do that again. Okay, and we're just going to do this page today, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is called a personality interest profiler. What it's going to do is ask you about what kind of things you're interested in doing, and then it will generate an answer for you, okay, of what your personality type is. So the first thing I want you to do is click on this link right here. If you just click over on this edge, and then you can click on it right there, it'll pull up the O-Net website. Okay, so once you're here, you're going to click Next. And then you're going to be basically presented with 60 questions. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really fast. That just ask what kind of things you're interested in. And you can give it this rating from strongly dislike to strongly like. And one thing you want to keep in mind is don't let how much schooling it costs or how much money it costs stop you from, this is just what are you interested in? What do you like to do? So for example, if it says, do you like to build cabinets? You might be like, well, I don't know. I've never done that before. But would you be interested in it? Would it make you go, yeah, I would try that? Or do you like, oh, no way, I would never want to do that? Because it doesn't just tell me if you like to build cabinets. It tells me if you like the kind of activity where you use your hands and make something, right? So it tells me a lot about your personality, what you like and dislike. So even if it's not something you would do for a living, would you be willing to learn it, okay? So this is not a test. There's no wrong answers unless they are fake answers, okay? If you just put in a bunch of junk and you don't really take your time, you're going to be really bored the rest of the day because everything in here is not going to match up with reality, and then you're going to be like, oh, dang it, I shouldn't have done that. And you'll have to go back and do it again. So make sure you're as accurate as you can be. So that very first one, build kitchen cabinets, where are you at on that? So I'm like, sure, I'd do that. Would I lay brick or tile? No way. Personally, I wouldn't want to do that. Would I develop a new medicine? Nah, probably not. Study ways to water pollution. Boring. Like, I'll decide what I think and you decide what you think, and you're just going to go through and answer each question. You have to go in order, so it won't let you click on it until you get to the one before it. There are 5 pages of it, so just click Next and get your way through it. So go ahead and pause the video and fill that out right now. All right, when you're done, you're going to get a page that looks like this. There's a spot that says View Your Unsure Answers. Unsure tells you nothing. It basically makes that question null and void, like it never happened. And so it doesn't give you a lot of information. So if you have a lot of unsures, you may want to go back and fix them. And notice I don't have any because I just want to be one way or the other. So when you're done, you're going to click Next. And I actually took the test for real for me. So this is what I actually got, which is pretty much what I expected, although I'm surprised I got so higher in enterprising. But you can see where I'm at, where I'm not. So you probably have an answer like this where you have a couple that are kind of your obvious big hits and others that are really low. Some kids are really even. But what you're going to do when you get your results is you're going to come over here, and I'm just going to minimize each one of these so I can see both on the same page. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to enter my numbers in. So I got 3 and 3, 33, 19, oops, 31 and 33. Okay, so then it says, what are your 2 highest scores? Because if you can narrow in on your 2 highest scores, you're going to get a better result of who you really are. Because some kids are very obviously just 1, but most people have the 2 that are their main ones. So I'm really close in 3 apparently, which surprised me. I didn't think I'd get so high on enterprising. But so I'm going to do artistic as my highest. Looks like I have a tie with artistic and conventional. Okay, which I knew. I would have told you that before I even took the test, that that's what I would get. Okay, so now I know what my top 2 are, and you're like, okay, but what does that mean? So you're going to come over here and just click on it, and it'll read about it. What I don't want you to do is copy and paste this. I don't want you to type it word for word. I want you to read over it, and then read over your other one, and then draw a conclusion of what you are. Well, I'm artistic but conventional. For me, I would probably say something like, I'm artistic but organized, which explains why I like art, but I also like computers. Something along that line. So I might be kind of interested to see how the two kind of intersect with each other, okay? Mine are clearly all business, right? Like I've got all the pieces you need to be a business person, so it's not surprised that that's what I went into. All right, so that's the first part. Go ahead and pause this and go do that part of the video if you haven't done it already. All right, the next section is called your job zone, and it's just a continuation of where we already are. So once we know your personality type, we need to know what kind of jobs you're going to be most interested in. So I'm going to close that and go to next and next, and there's different levels of education here. So the little or no, you can click on it and read it if you want, but I'll go over them really quick. Little or no job preparation means you didn't even graduate from high school. So hopefully none of you put that. You at least have the goal to graduate from high school. Some job means that you got your high school diploma. Medium means you went to school for like a certification or maybe a 2-year associate's degree. High means you got a bachelor's degree, you want to go to a university or a college. And extensive means you want to go beyond that, get a master's or a doctorate. So you're going to choose, but know that it's not set in stone. You're going to be able to move around a little bit. But whatever one you pick, you're going to want to type it in here or write it in here. It's just a pull-down menu. And I'm going to do high because that's the level I had a goal of when I was your age. Okay, so I'm going to go to next. I'm going to choose high and click next. Okay, so I click next again. And it's going to show me all these careers, this giant list of careers that fit my personality types. Okay, now if it has a little puzzle piece, that means it fits really well. If it has a little sunshine thing, that says that that's a job that has a lot of demand right now. A lot of people want to go into it, okay? Or at least there's a lot of job openings every year. So I need to just kind of check it out. If you're like, oh, I don't know, what does a marketing manager do? I can click on it, and it will tell me all about that job, what it pays. Wow, it pays really good. How much education I'm going to need, all this stuff. So since I put 4 as my job zone, it's only going to show me jobs that require a 4-year degree or higher, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to do a marketing manager for one of mine, okay? Not a marketing major. Okay, and then if you're like, those sound pretty good, but I kind of want to know what happened if I do more schooling. You can click on this and switch to the next one if you'd like, okay? So I could do distance learning or curator or whatever all these are. Or I could go back a level and say, what if I don't get a bachelor's? Is there something else I can do? So it just kind of gives you some ideas of what you could be good at, and then you're going to type in 3 of them over here. So if I'm like, well, I think I could be a court reporter, if I want to go to a different level. And then, I keep losing it here. And then maybe I'm going to go back up to 4. And maybe I want to be a public relations or a talent director. That sounds fun. Maybe an agent or whatever. Okay, so, and it could be whatever you want to be. So I'll do advertising sales agents. Okay, so I have my 3 entered. So that's the first part, the personality quiz. So pause the video and go fill that out. All right, the next section we're going to do is the career cluster quiz. So this was focused on personality. This one is going to be focused on your career area, like what your actual areas of interest are based on the career pathways. So we're going to click on this link. It's going to take us to a new page we haven't been to before. And you're going to just click Start Now. And what you'll do is you're just going to choose which of these really fit you. Now, the more you click, the more unfocused your results are going to be. So I would try to pick like 5 or 6 that are the best, maybe only 4 that are like absolutely, totally describe you. Okay, so go through and choose what your 4 or your 5 are going to be, and then there's several pages that you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to click Next, and then I do the next one. So pick 5, 6, 7. I don't know. Just keep it to not be too high. Okay, when you finish, you're going to get a list of your top 5, and I did mine as accurately as I could, and this is so true for me. Like, this is 100% where I'm at. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make this half and half a page again so I can see both. And I'm going to enter those in. So these are pull down, so you don't have to type anything, just pull it down and put your first one in. Okay, so marketing, it looks like I don't have that separately, so just do business. What did I do marketing on here? Oh, yes, it is right there. Marketing's right there. And then I have arts, and then business, education, and hospitality. So you do whatever your top 5 are, okay? Then you're going to find 4 more careers. So you got 3 over here based on your personality. Now we're going to do it on career cluster. And how you do that is kind of up to you. You might say, well, I tested highest in marketing, but I'm not as interested in that. I would advise you get at least 1 from your highest, okay? But you can click on this, and again, it's going to give you a list of careers that fit in the area that you have, okay? And this one's not basing it on how much education you have at all. Okay, so I'm going to decide, okay, well, this one I want to be a public relations specialist. Again, it's a good idea to go in and read about it if you're not sure what it is, okay? And then maybe I'll also be a energy broker, whatever that is. I'm just randomly picking at the moment. Okay, then I can go back a step. Oh, and it takes me to my last one that I filled out. I'll just have to do it. They're all still there, by the way, so you can still go back to it, okay? So now I'm in arts. I'm going to click on arts, and I'm going to put in that I want to be a film editor. And maybe I want to be a producer or something. Okay, you don't have to look up all 5. I would just stick with your top 2, but if you want to explore, maybe you're like, yeah, I know this is my number 4, but I'm really interested in this. You know, obviously that's the one I picked, right? So you can pick from whatever, but get your 4 careers entered here. Okay, so pause the video and go do that. All right, the last section is the skills quiz, and this one's the quickest. It won't take as long as the others. You're going to click on this. It'll take you to that same website we've been working on, and you're just going to pick your top 5 skills. You only get to pick 5. And then you're going to enter those 5 over here. So if I look at this, I'm like, okay, I'm good at singing, I like to speak, I like to be organized, working with computers, and I like to teach. Okay, so those are my 5. So then I come over here and they're already in there. So you don't have to like type anything in. You can just, you know, put it in what it is. And they are in the order that they're in there. So, oh, looks like I did the wrong one though. Okay, so go ahead and enter what your 5 are. So go ahead and pause the video and do that right now. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to click on the Show Me the Results. And again, we've got a giant list of careers. Okay, this one's much bigger and it's based solely on the skills that you have. So if I put, somehow I have working with numbers, I must have clicked the wrong one. That's definitely not me, but if you put working with numbers, or I did organize, that's what it was. These are the list of careers that would fit with each of these each of these skills that I have. So again, we got 3 skills. You got to choose from the list which ones you'd like to do. Like maybe I want to be a meteorologist, and I want to be a coach, and I want to be an actor or actress. Okay, so you list your 5. So now you have 10 careers, right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 careers that you could look into, okay, as a result of this activity. And you might have found that you kept getting kind of the same careers coming up. That's a good sign. That means you probably did it accurately, okay? So that's the end of this section. So make sure you've got it completely filled out, especially this. A lot of kids skip this. And then you are done with the career options section. Thank you so much for joining me.